I'm super excited to have on the Changemakers show a young lady and her sister who are absolute change makers in terms of taking the bravery to go into entrepreneurship at such a young age, but of course involving their family heritage and their family operation. Middlehurst Station is one of New Zealand's original high country runs, covers 6,550 hectares up the Awatri Valley in the Marlborough area in the South Island. This is the sisters, Lucy and Sophie Macdonald, and their family grew up on Middlehurst, and the Macdonald sisters have decided to take the next step in taking a premium product that is not, of course, the renowned Merino wool that their family produce, but the premium Merino meat that you can enjoy from your home direct from theirs. And co-founder of Middlehurst Delivered, Lucy Macdonald, joins us now on Sarah's Country. Thank you so much, Lucy. What a beautiful background you've got there. Are you at home at the station at the moment?
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for having us on here. It's a real privilege. No, so we are working currently out of my sister Sophie's house in Rangiora. So this is just a wee painting behind her house that we thought would be cool to do it behind.
Hey, so tell us about your background, particularly growing up as a station kid.
So we are a family of six. There's four of us kids, and we're all in quite close age range, and we all get along really well. We had a pretty free range, as you'd call it, upbringing. We had a wee correspondence school with the three neighbouring farms, so we still kind of had that normal school life up until we were about year 7, and then we all went off to boarding school in Christchurch, which was a major change for us, but it did us all really, really well, I think, changed us for the best, and we all kind of went our own different ways after that.
I'm really interested because, I was the same in terms of, going to a big boarding school in the city from growing up on a station as well. And I think the big thing is it opens your eyes to, just how disconnected people are from where their produce comes from. And not only where it comes from, but, how much care and love goes into all around the entire calendar. What was it like for you, sort of that change maker moment where you thought, I want to do something different here rather than just go off after university and work for a corporate?
Yeah, so I've done a few different things, and it's all been based within the agricultural sector. Like in Australia, I was working over there on a station, and then I came back and did a couple of years working for mum and dad on the farm, and before going overseas to Europe. And I think it was when you're overseas, you realise how much you've got back at home, and like our products are pretty special, the Merino sheep for their wool and then for their meat. It is a really special product, and you can't buy it in the supermarket easily. And I think that was a real turning point for us, like thinking about like moving, like how we can make the farming business fit everyone in the family, if you get what, making it diverse enough that we can all become a part of the farming business. And so we started to think about ways that it could involve us all. And the idea of selling the Middlehurst Merino meat came from mum and dad have always kind of had a wee dream about doing it, because they always get so much great feedback when people are at home. They always say, the taste and the quality is so good compared to what we can get in the supermarkets. How can we buy it? And so that was a big turning point for them, and then us actually putting it into motion.
And it's not that straightforward, is it? For a farmer to want to go into marketing their meat. I've got lots of friends who've either still in the game or tried it and it got too hard. Can you explain to us about sort of the logistics, the challenges of the supply chain?
Yeah, so it is in a nice way a logistical nightmare sometimes, but we make it work. And because we're so small at the moment, we can adapt easily to change. So the sheep come from Cheviot at the farm down there as well. And so they start at Middlehurst, and then they come to Cheviot to be fattened. And then they go to the abattoir at Harris Meat. So we're keeping it all really local and small, which is good. And then so they get into their final stage. So they're vacuum packed up. Then it goes to a certified chiller that we have at the farm at Cheviot. And then people can order through the online. We've got a website. So they just order online, and then we see the orders come in, and then we go up to Cheviot, pack the boxes up for them, and then bring it back down to Rangiora, and it goes on the overnight courier, and it arrives the next day.
In terms of timing of setting this up, did you have any sort of issues over COVID?
So it actually came around during COVID. That was kind of the turning point for us. We'd talked about it a bit, and then COVID was a good time to think and reflect on how we could do it. And so that's when Sophie and I started putting plans together and getting a few ideas around how we could make this happen and what we needed to do. We ended up with this massive, complex plan that wasn't going to work. So we actually had to take it back and be like, right, we need to start simply. So that's where we got the idea of doing the half box and the whole box, just half a sheep or a whole sheep. And that's how we got to launch, because if we were going to keep going off on this big tangent, on this massive complex plan, we were never going to get off the ground.
Oh, totally. I hear what you're saying. I do that all the time. So you think big and then go back to simple, stupid, and do that. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Lucy. I'm really excited about following your journey. I do on Instagram. What is it? Middlehurst Delivered on Instagram?
Yeah, and on Facebook as well.
Yep. And then, of course, you can go to, what is the website to be able to order some meat?
Middlehurstdelivered.co.nz.
Awesome. Super excited about your journey, and I'm sure it would have inspired many people listening to this Changemaker series of Sarah's Country.